Hey everybody, this is John from /bash, and today I am bringing you another Entitled Parents Reddit video. If you are new to the channel, then subscribe and ring the notifications bell so you don't miss out on the fun. In our first story, my neighbor Karen threatens to burn down my house. Let's jump right in. Hello all, welcome to another crazy Karen story. To start this off, I have some unconventional pets. Tarantulas, snakes, a spoiled mouse, as well as some conventional pet cats and dogs. As such, I've gotten a lot of pushback from entitled people. However, this last interaction takes the cake. I was out walking one of my dogs when I heard screaming coming from a few houses down. When I got closer, I found out it was my new neighbor screaming at Ray, the pest control guy. This is a shorter woman with short, brightly colored hair. Spit was practically flying from her mouth. A young, bored-looking boy stood in the doorway of the house. When Ray sees me, he waves me over quickly. "Look, miss, Tex here can tell you we are just walking around the house to do the pest control. We are hired by the homeowners association." Ray practically sobs. "Hi." Ray really does work for the homeowners association as pest management. However, if you don't feel comfortable with Ray or his company being around your house, you can just tell him to mark you down as a skip. I shrug, understanding not everyone is comfortable with people walking around their homes. "Yes, I don't want these people walking around my house. My sweet baby was playing outside and he scared him," Karen screams. Ray looks so relieved for a split second. "Yes, miss, we can certainly put you on the skip list, or even as a partial skip like Tex does," Ray offers. "A partial skip?" Karen asks, confused. "Yep, I have some exotic pets that are sensitive to the spray they use, so they skip the window to their room," I told her with a smile. "Exotic pets?" the boy says, peeking up. I smiled, going into full teacher mode. I explained that I have many different kinds of pets. I told them that I take in a lot of specialty pets people buy before doing the research on. Or since COVID hit, I've been getting a lot of animals from people who have moved back in with their parents and they couldn't take their animals with them. The more I talk, the more excited the boy looks and the more horrified the mother does. "Wait," she interrupts, "what kind of monsters are you keeping?" "Excuse me? They aren't monsters, they are just awesomely uncommon pets," I snapped, slightly annoyed. "Snakes, spiders, they are monsters. How can you keep them? Honestly, I would just burn the whole house to the ground and just take the loss," Karen screeches. Now, something you should know is that as a child, I did in fact have a house burned down. Both my parents were badly burned and spent months in the hospital. My brother and I had nowhere to go as none of my family could or would take us in. The firefighters ended up cleaning out a back room at the station and let us live there for a month before my mom was released from the hospital, so the threat of going through that again shook me to my core. That kind of joke isn't funny. You would not say that to someone who owned a dog or a cat, so don't say that to me. I've been through the aftermath of losing a house to a fire. It's not something to use as an empty threat. I snarl at Karen. She sniffs and tosses her nose in the air. "Who said it was an empty threat?" she snipes at me. Everyone froze. I can't imagine what my face must have looked like. Ray looked between us and took a step away from me. "It better be, Karen, because I have enough cameras that alert me if anyone steps onto my property. I also have enough ammo to bring down a small army. Take from that what you will," I snarled, grinning like a shark. "Was that a threat?" Karen gasps. "As long as you don't plan to follow through with yours, I won't be forced to follow through with mine," I grin sharply. She storms back up the drive, leaving her now wide-eyed son behind. As she slams the door, Ray jumps. "Well, that wasn't how I expected this day to go," he sighs tiredly. I just nod. The kid looks at me sheepishly before shyly asking, "Could I hold one of your snakes and see your spiders?" "Talk to your dad when he gets home, and if he says yes, y'all can come over and hang out," I tell him, trying to calm down. I know I probably didn't handle it the best, but when she was talking about burning the house down, I just thought back to trying to drag my younger brother out of the house, not knowing if my parents were still alive. I could still practically smell the burning wood and feel the heat on my back from trying to shield my brother. The fear of that happening again was heart-stopping. Here's an update. The kid did come over and had a blast, fell in love with some of the noodles, and Dad has asked if he could help with my snakes to see if maybe he could get one in the future. So he is fostering Najash, the corn snake. Najash is still living with me, but he will come over after school to help take care of him. In story 2, an entitled aunt demands my sick father shovel her driveway. Hey guys, I'm back with another entitled aunt story, the same aunt as my other stories. So the backstory. In early December 2017, my father came down with a mild case of viral pneumonia. He took medication and rested for a week or so and felt better, so we thought that was that. Fast forward to 2 days before Christmas, my father relapsed badly and was admitted to the hospital with bacterial pneumonia and a lung abscess. He spent 5 days in the hospital and was basically on strict rest orders for most of January 2018. He was released on December 28th, and we got our first major snowstorm on January 4th. We must have gotten about 1.5 feet of snow. Well, around 6 or 7 p.m. that night, we got a call from my aunt. My father had the phone on speaker because he was working on an airplane model which had been set up right under my bedroom, so I heard the entire conversation. Hi, father's childhood nickname. Hi, entitled aunt. Mom and I want to know when you're going to come to shovel our driveway. My aunt lived with my grandmother at this point. Well, you're going to have to figure something out. I can't come shovel your driveway. What do you mean you can't come shovel our driveway? I just got out of the hospital for a lung abscess a week ago. I'm not allowed to do anything physically strenuous for the entire month. But our driveway isn't very big. It only ever seems to take you half an hour or so. I get winded just walking up my staircase. I'm not allowed to even go to work for another 2 weeks. I can't shovel your driveway. Even with that snowblower I bought a few years ago? That snowblower you bought barely works and makes shoveling harder, so no, not even with the snowblower. But I have somewhere to be tomorrow. Couldn't you just shovel out where my car is? No! Get one of your friends to do it because I medically can't. You know that the friend who used to do that stuff for me was injured. He had part of his leg amputated and can't do stuff like that anymore. You understand that your friend can't because he has a medical condition. Why can't you understand that I also can't do it because I also have a medical condition at the moment? Where's Mom? Let me talk to her. Hello, father's nickname. How are you feeling? I'm doing okay. Could you please tell my sister that I can't shovel your driveway because I'm on rest orders? What the blank is wrong with you? I thought I blanking told you not to call your brother, you idiot. He just got out of the hospital. If you want the driveway shoveled so badly, do it yourself. No, I'm not asking your brother if his son can come do it. No, I don't care. Do it yourself. I'm sorry. Have a good night and feel better. I'll deal with your idiot sister. Thanks, Mom. Good night. My father did make a full recovery with no adverse effects from the illness. I was only reminded of this story because this week, my aunt called my father in the middle of a snowstorm asking him to run to the market for her because she needed cigarettes. You'll be happy to know my father refused. In story 3, an entitled mother wants to buy booze for her underage daughter. So I'm here with a work-related entitled parent story this time. I'm going to preface this by saying I work at a supermarket in a state where it's illegal for supermarkets to sell liquor that happens to be less than a mile away from a major college that is well known for its NCAA D1 athletic programs. So it's not uncommon for out-of-state students to ask where our liquor section is for the first few weeks of the school term. Usually, I tell them that supermarkets can't sell liquor in the state, and so long as it's not after 5 p.m. on a Sunday, I point out that there's a liquor store in the plaza. Now on to the story. One Sunday afternoon about 2 years ago, I was working in the dairy department when this woman came up to me and asked where our alcohol section was. So I told her that we didn't sell liquor, and this woman basically screamed, "What do you mean you don't carry liquor? What kind of supermarket doesn't sell liquor? Is it just this supermarket? We don't have this particular chain where we live, but we do have this supermarket, and they sell liquor. So if we go to one of those markets, will they carry it? We wanted to buy our daughter a few bottles of alcohol to last her the semester." The woman pointed to a girl who was wearing a City College mascot t-shirt. The mascot would give away the college since it's fairly unique. And to be honest, the girl barely looked old enough to be in high school, let alone college. I sighed and started my usual explanation of our state's laws. Actually, ma'am, none of the supermarkets in this state sell liquor. It's illegal. The woman starts getting more agitated. What about gas station convenience stores? Nope, they're not allowed to sell liquor either. Only designated liquor stores are allowed to sell liquor in this state. If you're looking for a liquor store, there's one on the other side of the plaza, but I think it closes in about an hour. The woman sighed and said, "We've already been there. They carded our daughter the moment we walked in and refused to sell us anything because she isn't 21 yet. Even after she went to sit in the car, they wouldn't sell us anything. Can you believe that? So we came here since, at least in our state, supermarkets won't card everyone you're shopping with when you buy liquor. We thought we'd be able to let our sweet daughter pick out a few bottles to take with her to school so she wouldn't feel left out when she went to parties, but I guess we can't do that here." She then stomped off in a huff, muttering about how ridiculous it was for states to have laws against selling liquor in supermarkets and gas stations, and all she wanted to do was buy some alcohol for her underage daughter's first semester of college. I honestly wish I'd been in a position to tell her, "Ma'am, do you want to know what else is against the law? Buying liquor for someone under the age of 21. But alas. In our final story, an entitled mother wants me to leave my house. My cousin is a single mother who lives with her elderly parents. Her daughter, 5, was exposed to someone with COVID and is now starting to show symptoms. My heart goes out for them, but here's the thing. My cousin called me earlier to find out if there's a possibility that I can go stay with my parents for 2 weeks so she can isolate with her daughter in my house. Going to my parents would mean having to put in leave at work. She can afford a guest house, and even if she couldn't, our government actually provides accommodations for cases like this. But no. Apparently, going to such a place would be restrictive to her dearest baby, and the child would just die without a proper TV and Wi-Fi. Also, my backyard is nice and big, and they would love to use the pool during the hot summer days. And since my parents are elderly, they could probably use my help for 2 weeks. Believe me, they don't want me there. At this point, I can honestly just frown and shake my head because this woman really expects me to move out of my house and miss 2 weeks of work because her precious child would just die without a TV and Wi-Fi. This is John from /bash. Thanks for watching. If you've enjoyed the video and want to see more of them, then hit that subscribe button. We'd love for you to drop a like, share it with your friends, and we will see you in the next one.